Hi all, I'm Vika Vinogradova and this is a channel for easy recipes. And guys, what a global collection I have for you today. A collection of Lavash recipes. Lavash and tortilla pancakes. They are interchangeable in almost all recipes, so why not? I decided to show everything at once. We will have breakfast, snacks, hot dishes, and even something sweet for tea. And let's start with something tasty and sweet. We peeled the apple and cut it into small pieces. Ideally, the apple needs to be simmered until it becomes soft. But we will speed up the process. We put the apple on a plate and send it to the microwave for 2 minutes at maximum power. During this time, finely chop a handful of walnuts. We spread out a sheet of lavash and smear it with curd mass. I have it with figs. You can take the most ordinary curd instead. Sweeten it and lay out the soaked figs. But with the ready-made curd mass, the result is the same, but with much less hassle. We smeared half of the lavash with curd mass. On top, we laid out the walnuts and apples. We sprinkle with cinnamon for aroma. Essentially, this will be similar to an apple strudel. So cinnamon will be very appropriate. If you have a sweet tooth, you can add a little sugar. We roll everything into a roll. You can do it differently. We spread the curd mass with vanilla or coconut on the lavash. We lay out chocolate drops. Or we just take a chocolate bar, cut it finely, and also spread it on the lavash. On top, we lay out banana slices and roll it up into a roll. We transfer the rolls onto a baking sheet and brush them with egg yolk. We bake them in the oven for 15 minutes until the sides brown. They taste great hot or cold. Watch the recipe under the video, parts. Instead of it, you can put a sugar substitute or corn syrup. You can even jam sugar. On a small strip of lavash, we lay out a little cottage cheese, sprinkle with cinnamon. On top, we lay out banana slices and fold it into a triangle. Alternatively, we lay out cottage cheese, bananas, and on top fresh strawberries, and also fold it into a triangle. And the third option, we lay out cottage cheese, bananas, and on top chocolate chips. Or you can take Nutella. Chocolate will also work with low-calorie, sugar-free. It can be laid out in triangles and cones. We put everything in the form for baking. We smear it with egg yolk and send it to the oven for 15 minutes. So the lavash became crispy, the filling hot, and the chocolate melted. Such a variety can be made for breakfast and as a snack and for tea. Speaking of tea, since we've started, we can also make a very cool pie with chicken and mushrooms. We cut the chicken fillet into small pieces and immediately throw it on a hot pan to fry. You don't need to fry it for too long, literally a few minutes, so that the chicken is slightly browned. Even if it's still a bit raw inside, it's not a big deal. It will finish cooking in the stew pot later. Season the chicken with salt and pepper. While the chicken is roasting, slice the mushrooms. As soon as the chicken fillet is browned, remove it from the pan and quickly fry the mushrooms. You also don't need to roast them for too long. Once browned, remove them. Remember to season them. Pour the kefir into the bowl, add the egg, salt and pepper. And stir. We lay out the lavash on the bottom of the baking form. You can, like me, tear it into small pieces by hand. You can lay it out whole in several layers. Then we lay out the chicken, mushrooms, sprinkle with grated cheese, and pour over the kefir mixture. Another layer of lavash on top. The main thing is not to make the layers too thin. Otherwise, first of all, it will be uncomfortable to eat. Additionally, the filling will begin to leak. The thicker the layer, the more it will look like a pie. Pour the remaining kefir mixture on top and send it to the oven for 10 to 15 minutes. After that, we take out the pie and sprinkle it with cheese. Bake for another 15 minutes until the cheese turns golden brown. Guys, the pie, it's just a song, it's awesome. You have to take it and cook it. And I'm going to show you two such recipes of Mexican dish now. It's called quesadilla. For it, you can use lavash. I took tortilla pancakes and we will have two options. One vegetarian with mushrooms and the second will be with chicken and very, very spicy. For the vegetarian option, we grate cheese, cut fresh greens, parsley, dill, green onions, any of your choice. We send the greens to the cheese and mix. We add a little oil to the frying pan, squeeze out a couple of cloves of garlic, and sprinkle the chopped mushrooms. Fry for 5 to 7 minutes until done. Then we add the chopped tomatoes. We salt it. Add a little bit of mayonnaise. This is not necessary. It's up to your preference. It just tastes better with it. We simmer for a few minutes until the tomatoes soften. You can optionally add mozzarella or adige cheese to make the dish more filling and tasty. With this, the filling is ready. Next, we'll assemble the quesadilla. But first, I'll show you a second version of the filling. For this version, chop the garlic until it becomes a paste. We add a spoonful of mustard, a little bit of vegetable oil, stir it. Squeeze out a bit of lime or lemon juice for acidity. And a bit of hot sauce, Tabasco or sriracha. If you don't like spicy, you can replace it with ketchup or any other tomato sauce. Season and pepper the sliced chicken fillet. Add the spicy marinade and leave it to marinate for 20 minutes. Then we fry the chicken. Add sliced tomatoes and peppers to it. Place chicken filling on pita or lavash bread. On top, we lay out cheese pieces and cover with the second half. The same principle applies to the filling with mushrooms. We put it, sprinkled cheese on top and covered with the second half of the lavash. We lay out the pitas on a heated frying pan and fry literally 1.5 minutes on each side so that a crispy crust forms and the cheese inside has melted. If you take lavash, you can roll everything into a cone and also fry it from both sides. If desired, you can sprinkle the leftovers of cheese on top and cover with a lid. Look at how the cheese has melted, how it stretches, and how appetizing it all looks. And I will also show you a couple of options for an unusual classy shawarma. You definitely won't be able to buy this anywhere. Well, only in some very specialized departments, small shops. This is a very original and unusual shawarma. For the first one, we will need a cucumber sauce. Just like that, right away. You can buy it ready-made from the store and it will be great. It will be quick and remarkable. But if you didn't come across it in the store, I'll show you how you can quickly make it yourself. Into a small saucepan or sauté pan, we send 3.38 fluid ounces of water, 2 tablespoons of sugar, I have brown but regular will also do, and 150 grams of currants, fresh or frozen. Put it on the fire and bring it to a boil. While it's heating up, pour a third of water into a glass, add a spoonful of starch and stir. The starch is needed to thicken the sauce. As soon as the berries boil, reduce the heat and slowly pour in the starch. Simmer over low heat for 3 minutes, stirring occasionally. Then we remove it and let the berries cool down, after which we blend everything with a submersible blender until it's a homogeneous mass. That's it, the sauce is ready. We protect the beef from splashes and cut it into more or less equal thickness pieces. We salt it, pepper it, and fry it in a skillet until it's ready. While the meat is frying, we cut the onion into half rings. We crush it a little and add it to the meat. Fry the onion until it turns golden. While the meat is cooking, we make a raw sauce. Again, it's easier to buy ready-made in the store, but if there's none, pour a little cream into a saucepan and put it on the fire. We season it, add pepper, and add grated cheese. Stir it and wait until the cheese melts. It literally takes a minute for the sauce to be ready. When it cools down, it will become thicker. Also for the shawarma, we cut iceberg salad or any other leafy greens, as well as pickles or marinated cucumbers. We cut the roasted meat into small pieces and proceed to assembly. We spread cheese sauce on the lavash. We lay out iceberg lettuce, cucumbers, roasted onions, meat and drizzle with cucumber sauce. We roll up the shawarma and fry it on both sides on a skillet or grill until the sides are brown. And it's best to smoke the show with water so that it sticks better. When it's hot, lay the shawarma seam side down. And see, thanks to the water, the seam has baked very well. The shawarma turns out to be mega juicy. For the second variant of shawarma, we first make the filling. Add a pinch of pepper, a little dried oregano. I rub them in a mortar so that the spices give more aroma. And we combine it with yogurt. Add a little lemon juice, hot sauce, and finally sliced olives. The filling is ready. We're slicing the chicken fillet. You can take chicken, you can take turkey. We salt the meat, pepper it, and fry it on a heated skillet. Literally 4 minutes on each side so as not to overcook. We cut iceberg lettuce or leaf salad. We cut the grapes in half. It's best to use seedless grapes to avoid having to remove the seeds later. We cut the chicken into pieces and assemble the shawarma. We spread cream cheese on the lavash. We lay the chicken on it. Then grapes and iceberg lettuce on top. And we drizzle it with dressing. We roll it up and then roast it on a skillet or grill. And guys, I honestly admit, whether it's chicken with grapes or beef with blueberry sauce, these combinations are explosively delicious. If you've never tried it, dare to do it. It's really cool. While you're deciding, I'll tell you a few options for breakfast with lavash. We cut the bacon into pieces and lightly fry it. We set it aside and fry the eggs like this. Don't forget to season them. Then we take lavash or flatbread. In the center, we lay out the ham, cheese, ham again, and then cheese again. We add an egg and bacon. We roll it into a wrap and fry it on a heated pan seam side down. We fry it on both sides so that the cheese inside melts and the tortilla gets crispy. You can top it, for example, with cheese sauce and garnish with greens. And I have another similar recipe, but it's done a little differently. You can again take tortillas, or you can, like me, take lavash and cut circles to fit the size of the pan. Pour a little vegetable oil into the pan and a bit of cream for flavor. Break an egg into a bowl. Salt it, mix it, and if you want, you can add cumin. Pour it onto the heated pan, put the lavash on top, and put ham and cheese in the center. We fold everything into a wrap and fry it on both sides until it's golden brown. For another breakfast, we cut tomatoes in advance and grate cheese. We lay out a tortilla or lavash on the pan. We break 3 to 4 eggs into it. We add tomatoes. We season it. You can add dried herbs. Sprinkle with cheese. If desired, spread the eggs evenly over the surface. Be generous with the cheese, adding as much as you want. Cover with a second flatbread, reduce the heat and cook under a lid for 2-3 minutes so that the bottom is browned. Then, using a plate, we flip it to the other side. While it's hot, we eat and enjoy life. And for the finale, guys, I left a snack. It's really cool. It's something in between cheese sticks and super lazy pies with onion and egg. It's absolutely delicious. We're cutting fresh greens. I have parsley here. We're grating 3 boiled eggs. We're adding salt. We're grating cheese. Choose one cheese type, optionally adding some cottage cheese. And we mix everything. Add a couple of spoons of sour cream or natural yogurt, and the filling is ready. Cut the lavash into small rectangles. Spread the filling up to the middle of the lavash. And roll it up into a tube. Fry on a preheated pan until golden brown. The tubes turn out to be unbelievably bomb. That's our final selection. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. I would be thrilled. Also, I have many different recipe compilations on my channel. That's all from me for now. Thanks for watching this video. Good mood to everyone and bye.